So good morning and welcome to this second session of Investing in Good Health. Thanks for joining today's call. So let's begin. So today we will begin with the health pyramid rather. So you can see this pyramid has got a base, and with a strong base, you can really make this pyramid very strong. So at the base of this pyramid, we can see that we need to have very good daily routine. Then comes the alkaline food. Then comes very good cooking habits. We will talk in more detail about all this. Then daily exercise routine. Then we need to have very good sleep. And all this will give us good immunity. And then once your body is clean, you will be able to listen to your body signals and then make small corrections wherever it is needed. With this, you will be able to attain good health. That's the health pyramid, which is very important. We will know, over few sessions regarding each of these steps. Good morning. I'm recording. I'm sorry. Okay. So there are few kinds of people who will not be benefiting from this. So that's important. The first one is people who do not want to submit themselves to Mother Nature. They still feel that they are the supremos. And this is going to be a permanent change in our lifestyles. We should not view this as a diet plan or a stopgap arrangement. The Mother Nature is very supreme and knows how to solve our problem imbalances. So the best to acknowledge this and submit ourselves to the Mother Nature. This is very important. People who do not have enough patience. This is going to be a patience game, as I have told in the first session. It has taken so many years for us to be in a current state, whatever may be our maybe obesity or some other problem. And of course, we are going to make steady changes in our lifestyle. It will not be sudden. So it is going to take time. It is going to take time to see the results. And so we have to have patience. Then people who do not put efforts into align to the daily routine or whatever it is, things are not going to happen automatically. Or people who do not make changes their food and continue to put the garbage in their bodies and expect that, I will get excellent results. And some people who may give up midway and or do not start at all. So what happens is when we start this process, first thing is our body is not used to this lifestyle. So we are going to have body pain. We are going to have weakness. We are going to have cold, sometimes cough, even fever. Sorry, there is a spelling mistake. Our ailments may even increase temporarily. Okay, let's say if you are having a knee pain, sometimes you will find that your knee pain may increase because that's what the body is trying to, because it has never got used to this kind of things. These symptoms, of course, will go away in a week or two, and then we definitely start feeling better. We may even lose weight, and people will say that, okay, you are looking weak. Okay, what kind of lifestyle you are following? There will be many people in our family saying that, oh, no, what you are doing is not correct, because they have got used to seeing you as a plum. And many times we say when the weight is there, we will feel that we are healthy. We will be tempted to give up. And we should understand this is a detoxification process, and we should not give up. So these are the kind of people who are not likely to get any benefit from this. So please be aware of this. And so let's go through the health scorecard, and we are going to spend time on this. I have already forwarded this health scorecard to you, revision 2. So it is designed to give us the health score. proactive health score rather as against a medical report or a blood test, which is more of reactive. We go for a blood test, or even if a preventive health checkup, even if you do, it can only check what is reactive, what is gone wrong. It will not tell you that something is about to go wrong most of the times. So it's populated to the self-assessment. I would recommend that you print it. Today, of course, I'm going to show you Excel. So it really works on at least whatever programs I have attended. They have always given us manual sheets. It's based on 5 parameters. What is our daily routine? What is our food habits? What are our food habits? Sorry, cooking habits. How do we cook our food? Do we use self-medication? And what are our current lifestyle ailments? So these are the 5 parameters. It will measure how far you are close. I mean, how close you are to the natural parameters, natural lifestyle parameters. It has got both positive and negative scoring. The final score is arrived at considering both positive and negative scores. Higher positive percentage signifies that we are in super health, and a negative score should be taken as a warning sign that we are on the way to becoming sick, although it may not show up many times. It can also outline the areas for improvement. So we will have a detailed now we will just have a detailed look at this session, this chart. Excel. So let's say any volunteer in this group for whom we can fill this in, or should we take any hypothetical case? Any response?
You can take mine.
Okay, fine. So this has got several. The first one, the black one, will tell you the daily. I mean, the black band will tell you the major group, and there are several subgroups that you can see the structure. For everything, sometimes some subgroups will ask you to choose only one, like in these 2 cases. Some subgroups will ask you to score what all that. If it is not says choose one, you can score whatever is applicable. And at the end of a subgroup, you will get a positive score and you will get a negative score. And then you multiply the negative score by 2 and add the positive score positive score and negative score. You multiply by 2, add both these, and you will be able to get the final score. Of course, you will have to take away the negative sign. You will have to consider the negative sign so that you get the score. So let us start with this. First one is my rising time. So who Avdut? Who wanted to be volunteer? Gokul. Okay. Gokul, what time you get up?
6 to 7 between.
6 to 7. So let's give a score of 5 here. Okay, isn't it? So usual sleep hours. So how many hours you may sleep?
Now it is less than 6 hours.
Less than 6 hours. So minus 20. So I put minus 20 there. After rising up, how do you feel?
I think that's point number 27.
Minus 10. Okay. And we are not going to fill the whole thing because that is going to take a lot of time. How do you brush your teeth? Do you use chemical toothpaste, or what is a tooth powder, or plant twigs, or what do you do? I think you are using chemical toothpaste, Colgate or something, right?
Ayurvedic.
Ayurveda. Okay. 10. Defecation choice. Okay, choose. You need to choose one. How long you take to defecate? Have you measured? Is it 3 minutes or more? Huh?
Actually.
Huh? More than 3 minutes, right?
Yeah. Maybe.
And I don't think the other any of this is applicable to you. Yeah, it should not be choose one actually. I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. Any of this is applicable to you? I don't think so. Or do you need to visit the toilet within 1 hour of first defecation?
No.
Some people may be defecating only after the breakfast. Okay. Then let us say my daily routine.
So this 75 minutes, it's include only one morning walk, or it's include
throughout the day? A continuous walk. Because if you're not doing that, we will score you minus 10.
I'm not doing that.
Pranayam, I don't think you are doing. Yogasana, you may not be doing. Stretching exercise, you may be doing, right?
Yeah, that I'm doing.
Weightlifting, I don't think so.
No.
Okay, then these other routines in the morning, right? Whether let's say you're splashing, cold water, as do you do this? Any of this?
Why this weightlifting is -10?
I will come to that. Now this is not a time for explanation. I will come to that. I will definitely explain this. Because we are going to have more detailed session on this today. I'm only trying to tell you how to feel this. We may not have sufficient time for this. We have just 9 minutes left now. Okay, Gokul.
Yeah.
Anything you are doing?
First one
Huh?
Yeah, first I do that.
First one you are doing.
And second one also, we used to have honey, warm lemon water.
Okay. Do you go in the wind? I mean, wives we say that, go in the wind, where the breeze, you take the breeze on your body, right? Morning breeze or whatever.
No.
Or you are gazing into the sun, okay, for 10 minutes, the morning orange sun.
That 5 minutes will stand.
Okay, so let me put this 10 here. Sun bath for 15 minutes at least.
Sun bath, not at all now. My
Okay.
village, I
suppose. You may not be using enema, right? Sure.
No.
You take tea or coffee? Bed tea?
No.
Smoking? No, you don't do. You sleep during the day?
No.
Okay. Lunchtime?
After 2.
Dinner?
Yeah, that would be 7 to 8.
7 to 8. Well, you say usually, once in a while, right? Abhanga, I don't think you are doing this, right?
No.
So this is how you feel it. I mean, I don't think you are doing Padabhanga also. So these are all maintenance procedures which are very important. Sleeping time.
Okay, that would be after 12. It's sometimes before, sometime after 12.
So this is how we get that score, isn't it?
Okay.
Are you understanding this? So likewise, you please feel this, and on the top, actually, you will be able to get this score. I'm not going to go through all the things. We are going to have detailed session on this for sure. So you can see that, your score comes there, and then you get a percentage.
Okay.
It means Gokul lands in minus.
Yes. So now let me show you my score, which I have scored myself. So that is my score. So I'm almost very close to this. So we will see. I mean, how far you are there. I'm just showing you this because just to convince you that it is possible to get a positive score. Obviously, if you see all this, this is my weaker point. I will have to work on this, and then probably on this area. So that's the later thing what we will discuss. So any questions on this as to how to feel this? Because it's very important that we quantify to see how far we are from the requirement.
So the message to Ashish, and we need to fill with a transparent.
Yes, we need to. I mean, because that's the reason I'm not telling anybody to submit this to me. It is your. If you go wrong, yes, garbage in, garbage out, right?
Maybe transparency increase more minus score.
Yes. And that's what, you should know where is your problem exactly. The way I showed you here, this should throw you up on a global, basis. Where is the problem? For me, okay, this is lower score. So then I will, something is wrong with my cooking habits.
So what I understand, this score is not only not only telling the condition of your health, it is also telling the habits whatever you have.
Correct.
Maybe maybe somebody can be healthy, although the habits whatever he is doing, maybe it's a negative habits, and
Correct.
it may lead to the unhealthy lifestyle or unhealthy life further.
Correct. Absolutely. No, you may feel that you are healthy, but you never know what's happening inside you. Especially you are if you are younger than 35 years of age, you have that mother's, especially if you have the mother's, if you have had mother's milk, you will have that shield, and you will never know
Right.
something
Right.
is going wrong. Anyway, so that is
Sir, what is cooking habit?
cooking habit. It's given, right? You go through the checklist, right? How you cook your
Okay, okay.
here. For example, I lose the score because I'm not able to cook this in a clay pots right now. Although I'm having clay pots, so that may be the problem which I have to make a correction. So let's move to the next one, our slide. So this is a food alkalinity test, because we know that our food has to be alkaline. If you remember the pyramid, the bottommost one was the daily routine. The second one was the alkaline food. So so this is to test how alkaline is your food. Okay, so whether you are acid, we know that it is corrosive. Alkali, it is it's better. So the proper alkaline ratio should be at least 80%. So this, once again, it is populated to the self-assessment score, and it is based on 3 parameters. Once again, a mistake: staple food intake, fruits, how many fruits, vegetables you are eating, and what are your other food habits. Both, once again, positive and negative scoring. And the final score is arrived at by considering both positive and negative scores. Higher positive score signifies that your food intake is alkaline, and vice versa. And we have to make changes to the diet depending on our scores. We will have detailed session later on. Now I'm just telling you how to feel this. So once again, I try to fill this, okay. So here you will have to, make a, assessment. Okay, let's say, let me try to fill this for somebody. This, these are all the kind of food you are having. This is a unit, of the measurement, and how much quantity you are roughly consuming, in a month. And this, it will calculate. Let's say somebody, any volunteer here, once again, anybody?
I can.
Okay, so approximately how much rice you may be consuming in a day? You alone, not your family. If you are having a family of 3, you have 2, you can divide this by 2 or 3 or whatever it is.
It's a monthly quantity.
Yeah, monthly. Yeah. If you don't know, we can start, because let's say you are consuming 3 kilos of rice, 3 kilos of wheat, or maybe minor millets, maybe 1 or 2 kilos. I don't know. You may be using refined oil, maybe 2 liters for you, or you may be having some packaged ghee of, let's say, half kilo. I'm just trying to put figures here. You can approximate that. You may be eating some dal, let's say 2 kgs of dal, 1 kg of moong dal, maybe another 1 kg of other lentils. You may be cooking your food in, almost all 30 days. You might 30 times. Let's say if you are cooking 60 times, out of that 30 times, you may be cooking in a pressure cooker. 10 times you may be cooking in a aluminum vessel, and another 10 times you may be cooking in open steel vessels. So this is how, you will get that subtotal, right? You will see that your staple food score is 15% alkaline. And then let's go through the next one. This is how you feel this, and finally, at the bottom you will get a score. And then depending on what is the score, you will get alkalinity score. This is how it is. And then depending on depending on where your scores are negative. Now in this case, whatever we have filled, our maximum score is in a pressure cooker. So you stop cooking in the pressure cooker and maximize your open steel vessel or clay pots, whatever it is, then your food becomes alkaline. Pressure cooker will make your existing alkaline food into acidic. Okay, so is that understood how we feel this? So please take up this test to know how far you are, and then you can make changes in this. So let's go to the, okay, I think we have finished this session. So any questions on this?
I have a question. Why weightlifting is -10?
Weightlifting is -10 because you are not doing a physical work. Do you need those muscles? Getting fit is a different thing altogether. Do you need those 6-pack and 8-pack or whatever it is, those kind of thing?
No, although I don't require it, that is true, because of I'm not going for any kind of
training is different. Please
but if I have, then why it would be the bad thing for me? It may be the right thing for it. If I have,
see, let us say if you have natural muscles, there is no problem. If you have natural muscles, there is no problem. But if you are let us say if you are lifting heavy weight lifting, right? So will it not impact your body? It is not natural. Let us say if you are lifting 20 kgs, 30 kgs, it will have an effect. You would have heard. I mean, and that is not a natural exercise. What you know, for us the natural exercise may be walking or maybe yogasanas or whatever it is. We are talking from the natural lifestyle view. We are not saying absolutely whether this is good or this is not good. Does that answer your question?
yes.
If not, we can have a separate discussion on this. We'll have to have a debate.
Probably we need to have a debate further.
Yeah, we will have a debate separately on this. Any of these scorings, they are not absolute scoring. They are relative to the natural. This is how the natural lifestyle wants, and when you are not aligned with that, then you get a negative score. It's like that. I can give you another example of, let us say, having wine. Okay, having wine in Indian conditions. Okay, let's say when you are having wine in Europe, it may be good from the social perspective, or maybe from the climate perspective also. It may still benefit you there considering the lifestyle. But same wine, when you have it here, oh, it creates a havoc with your body. So many times these are all relative. Ashish, we will have a discussion on this separately. Any other questions you have?
Okay, sir.
Anybody else has got any questions? But you need to take this test. You need to take these tests and find out how far you are from this, so that you know it. And please fill this manually. Please take a print. Please take a pencil, a dark pencil, and fill it, so that later on when you want to make changes, you can update your score, new score, depending on whatever changes you have made.
Okay, sir. So what would be the next once we fill it, and are we going to change our lifestyle based on the instruction or based on the try sessions which you are going to run through later?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, sounds good.
Definitely. So because we are going to go for, we have seen this pyramid, right? We are going to take that as a base. We are going to take the pyramid as a base. Okay, I don't know how to. So we are going to take this pyramid as a base. So today we have just touched on daily routine and alkaline food. We have not really dealt on how, I mean, why this is required. That we have not really talked about. We have not discussed the how and why and the logics behind it. Actually, I wanted
Got
to,
it, sir.
I wanted to put this at towards the end, but then yesterday I just brought it up, and you know, we will go through this, each of these, you know, things, why this is required. Our ultimate aim is to, you know, to use our body healing power to heal ourselves or to repair ourselves. That is the ultimate aim. So then what happens is you need to have this, you know, you need to give proper input, and you need to have a proper process for yourself. Agreed that you may not be able to you know, follow each and everything from this, but you know, even if you follow whatever, with whatever percentage you can, it will really help you. Any more questions? We're almost coming to an end.
Parab, Anand Parab.
Yes.
The items which are at the bottom of the pyramid are more important, or the ones at the top of the pyramid?
No, it is not. It's you are building a pyramid, right? So the base, you know, so we let us say if you are having everything, and if you don't have alkaline food, then the triangle will collapse, right? It will not. Yes, you are right. We start from the base. We start correcting our daily routine. We start correcting our food habits, cooking habits. If you are not exercising, we start exercising. We need to have to start having good sleep. So it is like that, you know. It's order actually. More it is order more than the importance. That's why that immunity, right? Immunity I have in purple color. You know, if you do all these, you know, you will get a very strong immunity. Then you are not really bothered about what's, I mean, corona or whatever you say.
Actually, whatever we have read and seen from many other programs,
yeah,
food habits, whatever diet we take is all measured by calories intake, and what should be the ideal calorie, and how much calories are excess or low.
Yeah.
They try to base their advice based on the calorie intake.
Yes.
But this doesn't have any calorie measure.
Oh, we are not measuring that calorie. We are not viewing this food in terms of calorie measurement. It is only alkaline, or you will understand this because this whole concept base of this program is that we are going to utilize our healing energy. I mean, whatever energy we have, healing energy, we need to use. So, you know, so we create a condition so that, you know, that healing energy gets directed to particular ailment or whatever issue you are having.
No, I mean, for a particular ailment like obesity, for example.
Yes.
What they do is they try to find out how much calorie is your intake,
yes,
burning, and how much calorie intake minus calorie burning.
Yes.
The excess calorie goes into your body fat and obesity.
Yes, yes. Then once again, you know, obesity in this natural lifestyle is a symptom. It is not a root cause. Obesity is a symptom. It is not a root cause. We will talk about this. You know, we have already slightly touched upon. When you are trying to work on a symptom, the symptom may go away, but the root cause will be always there. So whatever you do, I mean, I was just explaining this to Ashish and Vinayak. Whatever you do, you know, just if you look at obesity as a root cause and try to work on this, like you just now you mentioned, because I have experienced this. That's the reason. That is the reason I'm telling you. Whatever I did, you know, I tried to cut down my food. I tried to increase my activity. No, the obesity, it didn't go away. So only when you address the root cause of the obesity, which we will understand through our program, then what happens is the calorie, you know, that calorie equation no longer it works. If you check with me today, my diet is almost same as what I was eating at 20 years of age. Anybody in this group, I must be eating 3 or 4 times more than them, but still my weight doesn't increase now. So that calorie, you know, yesterday I was just counting these calories. It may be in the range of 3,500 or plus calories for me now.
you know. Uh-huh. And coming to that, addressing that alkalinity of food.
Yes.
Alkalinity of food.
Yes.
You know, we understand acidic and alkalinity as based on the pH.
Yes.
Potential of hydrogen ion.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Absolutely right.
And the pH scale is actually up to 14.
Yeah. Yeah.
And pH 7 is called neutral.
Correct.
And anything above pH 7 is alkaline.
Correct.
And anything below pH 7 is acidic.
Correct.
So most of our food items, we always describe the acidity and alkalinity based on the pH.
Yes, but let me break you or let me correct you. This acidity or alkalinity of in this chart is based on what happens to that food when you cook it or when it goes into your stomach. Let me give you an example. Okay, let me say let me take a leafy vegetables. Let's say I can take a palak, which is highly alkaline, isn't it? I can take a cooking oil which is not refined, that is also alkaline. But if you fry that, you know, and then I take a pan of non-stick pan, okay, and that let me not say whether it is alkaline or acidic. When you fry this palak in the oil in a non-stick, you have created a perfect acidic combination of the food. And when it goes into your body, although these you may say that palak is alkaline, my oil, Ghana oil is also alkaline. How is that you are saying? In my chart it will be there. How do you say that the fried vegetables, they are acidic? Yes, that you have changed the with the pressure cooker. You may have a very nice dal, when tur dal, the acidity of the tur dal is much higher when you are cooking it in a pressure cooker, because our body cannot assimilate it or cannot digest it as effectively, and it has to spend more time on digesting this. The body alkalinity is 7.3 approximately.
7.3, 7.4.
Yes, but you cannot, let us say you cannot measure that alkalinity outside it. You have to look at in terms of the effect which will happen in our body. And accordingly, for acidic to assimilate acidic food, the body has to spend a lot of energy to spend that. And once that energy is spent, then no energy is left for healing.
Okay. And because of the busy lifestyle, pressure cooker is an inevitable item in the cooking process. Actually, if you avoid pressure cooker, you are increasing your time of cooking.
We'll have to decide where is the time. If you say you are very busy, and if you are not, this is what I have heard, or at least I have come across. Your body at some point, if you don't have time, your body will ask the time whenever it needs, when you fall sick or whenever you're old. It will take that time from you.
So,
and if it is still inevitable, let us say we spend so much of so much of money and resources to buy very quality food, and then we put it in the pressure cooker. Actually, there are ways and means. We will see. I have been actually cooking, open vessel, and I don't think it takes. We save so much of time for by open vessel cooking.
Okay. But do you really feel in your body a change between the food cooked in pressure cooker, food now cooked in open vessel?
Yes.
Do you feel a change?
If I have, let me give you an example of a dal. If I have pressure cooker dal, I definitely have the gas formation and all those things. And another part is the taste. If you cook the food in the clay vessels, you will. I'm telling you, dal. A simple example of a dal. You will never eat the pressure cooker dal. If you eat the dal prepared in the mud vessels, clay vessels.
very tasty, right?
Huh?
Tasty.
Yes,
it
yes.
will be.
I'm telling you, you can try. You will never eat pressure cooker, because sometimes our taste bud also have got used to certain way of,
Hmm.
Okay.
Viraj.
Anand, this is Taranand.
Yes.
Once we are using the pressure cooker, so once we are cooking anything inside the pressure cooker, so 90% of the nutrition is gone.
Yes. Now 90% nutrition is gone. Yes. And plus, if it is
So
aluminum,
that is a
pressure
taste,
cooker,
and other thing is also not effect to the body.
And plus, if it is aluminum pressure cooker, you have already added aluminum, which your body cannot excrete actually. Then you are poisoning your body day by day. That's also there. In Ayurveda concepts, they say that there should be samskar. They say that food should have the it should be have the it should be come in contact with the open air and all that thing. Alternately, so let's say your tur dal is when it is cooked, it is acidic. But if you cook that tur dal in a clay pot, the acidity will reduce. It will not become exactly alkaline, but acidity will reduce. It is also for the same reason that in South, they put vegetables in the sambar or whatever it is. So when you add something alkaline into something which is acidic, the acidity of the food will reduce. The whole idea here is we need to have the food as alkaline as possible. I think I have not shown you my scorecard for the alkalinity test, right? So if you look at, can you see? Can you see my screen?
I think I saw it. It was something like that.
So if I look at my score, I get 98% score. So my food is almost
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Of course, it has not happened overnight. It's you go on taking away your negatives from your chart, and slowly you get into positive. As you will actually find that as your food becomes alkaline, you immediately start feeling better. All your gas trouble or stomach upsets and everything will slowly become a history. It's a slow, gradual change, and as you do that, your issues also will be history. Okay. Any more questions?
Any idea for us about quantity of protein, quantity of starch, whatever we need per day?
No, we are not going to talk about this now. Talk right now only in terms of the alkalinity and acidity, because the foods what we are going to talk about, they will give you all these proteins or whatever it is. Depends, when you have to choose what you want. If you want to be healthy, you cannot be thinking in terms of the calories and proteins and these kind of things. First, try to get your body clean. Then the body will speak to you. Okay, I'm getting less protein. Okay, then you can increase the protein in your diet and those kind of things. You are not going to get weak, or you are not going to get weakened. It's not like that. Obviously, the Western ideology, right? Western, of course, for their climate. If you go into Russia, okay, most of the times, there will be snowfall only. So whatever they eat, whether they eat meat or proteins, okay, our Indian conditions cannot be based on the European or American conditions. Our requirement here, we live in a tropical climate, so our requirement, they are different. But we can have a debate on this also. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Shall we end here? It will take some time for you to understand these concepts. You know, we have to be very clear on what we want to improve. If you try to think about too many things, you may not be able to improve the whatever you want. Right?
And one last question is whether microwave can be used in the cooking process.
Microwave, if you are once in a while, if you use it, it's fine. But on a regular basis, if you are using microwave, it may not be good, especially for cooking wet foods. For some roasting, nuts, and all those things, that may be still okay, because you are not going to put so much of energy. Let's say if you want to roast groundnuts, it may take only 1 or 2 minutes. And groundnut as a percentage of your total food may not be very high. But let us say if you are cooking your rice itself, and then it gives you a 20-25 minutes energy there. But that also I have covered in my future slides. You know what happens.
As old people, we are prone to sleep in the afternoon after lunch. The daytime sleep.
It depends. You know, if you are not feeling energetic, it's a vicious cycle, right? If you are not, because of our lifestyle, okay, we don't feel energetic when we get up in the morning, so we feel like sleeping in the afternoon, and then because we sleep in the afternoon, our sleep doesn't become. So we need to break this cycle sometime. It is okay to lie down for about 15-20 minutes on your left side after lunch, but not to sleep.
Okay.
And if you need to break it somewhere, you know, you need to break this cycle. You need to start breaking this cycle sometime. Because sleeping in the day is a not natural thing. Night is for sleeping. Of course,
Okay.
for aged old people, it may be a different thing. For younger people, yes, they will also put on weight because your metabolism slows down. You'll have digestion problems and so many things.
Are you going to elaborate?
Hello? I think we have lost him.
Hello, Anand.
Yes.
Just a small doubt.
Yeah.
Could you please explain about stopgap management?
Stopgap management.
Yeah.
Stopgap in my slide, what I have written.
Yeah.
You mean to say stopgap arrangement? Yeah, stopgap arrangement means temporarily make changes.
Okay.
You make a temporary change, you know, stopgap arrangement. Now there is no drinking water. So what do? You buy packaged drinking water, right?
Yeah.
That is the stopgap arrangement. Temporary changes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Right. Okay, then. I mean, I think we will end. This is already, almost 1 hour. So thank you so much for participation today. And then let's meet next time. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. हाँ?